Hello, everyone. Kelvin is my name. I'm going to be your host for today as we come for another exciting topic that we're going to be discussing on gratitude. I have here my guests, Mr. Bren and Mrs. Brenda. Please introduce yourselves.
Okay, hello. I'm Ben, a psychology graduate from the University of Zimbabwe, as well as a mental health advocate.
And Mrs. Bren, please. Mrs. Brenda, please introduce yourself.
I'm Brenda Maruzva, a graduate of Master in Community Psychology and an advocate for mental health as well.
All right, thank you. So today we're going to be discussing on gratitude, what's gratitude and how to build gratitude just to help the community in itself, and actually just to try to enlighten things and try to put as much knowledge as we can on gratitude to everyone out there, especially adolescents concerning the world we're living in. We have to know as much as we can so that at least we try to fit in the modern world and try to make it better. So starting with Mr. Bren, do you mind if you can tell us what gratitude is?
Okay, I think simply put, gratitude is our response to an altruistic act. So in a way, we can say it's a physical, it's a social response, it's a mental response. We are putting to an altruistic act. An altruistic act is as something done for our benefit. So whenever you respond to something that's done for your benefit, we can term whatever feeling, whatever act you do as gratitude. For example, you're given a lift, and as you go out, you just say thank you. Simply saying thank you is an act of gratitude.
Oh, interesting. Mrs. Brenda, coming to you, do you mind telling us as well what gratitude is in your own terms?
In my own terms and understanding, I would take gratitude as an appreciation of something that has been extended by another individual to you, either positive or negative, as it comes in a positive or negative nature. That's how.
An example being?
In a positive nature, someone can, like what Bandra has said, that someone can offer you a lift. And then in a negative way, there's a situation that can come your way. And when the situation comes your way, it may not have the positive results as expected. But in the latter, you realize if it had gone the other way, it wouldn't have given a satisfactory outcome as you'd have expected.
So still on that, Mrs. Brenda, is gratitude a skill that you have to acquire, or it's something that is innate that you're born with, or it's something that is actually, nature, so that at least you get to try to learn one or two things concerning, how to act out gratitude in a way? Is it a skill that you have to acquire, or it's something that is innate?
I would say it's a skill, because you actually have to learn to appreciate. As you know, when we are all born, we are a tabula rasa, so we have nothing that we know. So gratitude will be a skill that I get to learn after realizing or coming into situations as an adolescent. You're given money for a tag with your mom, you appreciate. Something is done probably at school as well. The teacher gets to appreciate for an effort that you've done if you're not academically gifted. So it is a skill to be able to appreciate.
Oh, wow, interesting. Coming to you, sir. Why is gratitude really so powerful?
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll comment a bit on gratitude being a skill and being innate.
Okay.
Gratitude, I think it's rather than calling it a skill or a trait, rather than something, maybe to agree with Brenda, it's something we learn from other people. So rather than we approach gratitude as a social skill, as a social through socialization. That's when you get to acquire and to respond to it in a gratitude manner.
So sorry, just to cut you off there. So if it's something that you actually have to acquire from social skills, how about looking at people who are introverts, who are psychos, who doesn't get into society that much, and yet we are saying they also have to act out gratitude. How do we explain such people, or how do we rather help such people, or how do we portray such people who are like that?
Okay, rather than the term or the concept is broad, and it accommodates everyone in a particular way. It's subjective in its own way. Um, there are no standards of expressing gratitude, and it's just regardless of personality. In a way, you can show that you are grateful. Not really saying thank you, but maybe doing specific acts as a return to a favor. Those are part, maybe in part, they say you are showing gratitude. And then if you are maybe looking at it as a verb, you can feel actually grateful internally without actually having to go out and act specifically. So whether you're an introvert, you are or whatever personality trait you have the capacity and you can show gratitude. Maybe to answer the question on it being powerful, gratitude is a very powerful force, a powerful aspect of positive living. If you look at the way you respond to someone, actually builds up your social network, your social interactions, as well as it also is an intrinsic benefit to you. Just going out and doing a good thing actually helps making you feel better and making you feel good, which is on its own, in part, an important aspect of life and of dealing with whatever social issues we have.
Okay, thank you on that. Before we move to Miss Brenda, you mentioned something to do with thankfulness. So, is there a difference between gratitude and thankfulness?
Okay, maybe putting it on a scale, gratitude is more broad or more grander than being thankful. Being thankful is something I can do or I can say as a response to something you have done. Just saying thank you. Those are in part of aspects of showing my appreciation to whatever effort you have done. And I can be thankful for something you have done. You are supposed to do for me. But gratitude now comes in when I respond positively or when I respond to something that I think is done for my benefit and you were not entitled to do it for me. You see, so that's the difference. For example, naturally, I'm supposed to be taken care of by my parents. You see, it's a natural thing, and I'm thankful for that. But in terms of gratitude now, if someone goes out of their way in doing something for my benefit, which they are not entitled to do, now I can be grateful for that. For example, maybe it's efforts, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's psychological, whatever is done, that someone actually goes out of their way and they are not entitled to do it. That's what we can term as the difference that comes to play with gratitude and being thankful.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard what gratitude is. Now we want to get a little deeper in our own understanding of how it works, how you build gratitude, and how you make yourself better, and actually how you interact with the world out there. So, Mrs. Brenda, coming to you, what is the link between gratitude and mental health?
I would believe that gratitude and mental health, we're looking at action, we're looking at and emotion, our emotions after something has been done to us, and when someone does something to us, for us. And then gratitude boosts our happiness. You're longing for something to be done for you or to you. When someone does that to you unexpectedly, like when Ben Ray was saying, you were asking him about is there a similarity with happiness and gratitude? When someone goes out of their way, out of the blue to help you, it gives you that happiness, and just because you're grateful that someone has gone out of their way when you least expect it. So it boosts our happiness. It also gives us a change of outlook. Whenever you have a mindset of being grateful every time something has been done to you or for you, you have this glow in you, change of outlook in you, then of course gratitude just doesn't change our circumstances. But what I can say, it changes how we feel about a circumstance. That's when mental health comes into place. What then goes around your mind when something has been done for you, when you were expecting it? And also, it gives a humble state as well. Being able to be humble whenever something is, you don't need to be proud or to have pride when something has been done for you, where it's like you're saying to yourself, someone deserves, okay, was supposed to do this for me. But now it gives humility when someone goes out of their way to assist us. It reduces stress as well, stress and depression. You have no idea where your next meal is coming from. Then a church member just decides to pop in, and then they bring something that can make a meal when you work around it. So that depression, that am I going to feed my family? How am I going to feed them? So it gives, that reduces our stress levels and depression. It also improves our physical health when you're grateful. You eat well, you sleep well, our body needs to rest for our mental state to be solid enough for the next day and activities. So, and also it gives life satisfaction, and you're always optimistic about everything that goes around your life. So basically, that's the mental aspect of gratitude.
I think you actually covered something that I wanted to ask, but I'll ask Mr. Bren, how does gratitude improve your health as a whole? Miss Brenda talked about improving it, from the mental health aspect, but how does it improve your health as a whole, physically, etc.?
Okay, maybe to answer that, I'll go a bit back in terms of positive living in its own. Has a lot of benefits in terms of mental health, not only mental health, general wellness in all. By wellness, we're including mental, physical, as well as emotional health. So just by you being grateful, not only actually, because gratitude goes a long way. I'm not actually grateful or in terms of getting the benefits of something that has been done for me, but it's the state that I am in because of whatever that happened. You see, so that state, like Brenda said, it's just being positive on its own has a lot of benefits in terms of our physical health. Talk about stress, talk about anxiety, as well as other physical disorders. You would be surprised about the number of cases that would drop if people were to include maybe just to try and be grateful in their everyday life, because you have a positive outlook about life. Just having that positive outlook, and you feel like I have a community that can support me, I have friends, I have networks that can support me to get this, to get there. In it, even in yourself, you feel supported, you feel accommodated. That alone actually boosts several areas of your immune system, as well as your mental health, as well as your emotional connections as well.
Okay, that's interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, and to all adolescents and children listening right now, this is the point where you actually have to listen and to take some notes, because the things that we're going to be discussing now are going to help you in the society, at school, and within your family. Mrs. Brenda, coming to you, how do you build gratitude? How do you practice it?
Practicing gratitude.
Or how do you build it?
Knowing how to be grateful, no, knowing how to be grateful all the time. Something has been extended to you. But how do I then know that something has been done to me? I can keep a journal of things that have been good things that have been done for me, probably in a day, at home, at school, my friends, and then do a check after a week how many things have been done for me, because in a week there are good things, there are bad things that happen to us. But on a scale, when you put that down, you realize there are more greater things that have been done for you. and then you then start to appreciate and build that really something is being done that is on a positive end on my life.
Okay, coming to you, say, how do you build gratitude?
Mm,
What do you think, are the ways that we can build gratitude?
I think now we need to actually just to be appreciative of life in terms of what it, no matter the challenges, no matter what we do, we need to be appreciative of what comes out. Now, in terms of including gratitude in our daily life, we actually have to go out of our way and to notice those things. If I'm to ask you, what are the positive things that have happened to you since you woke up and since you go to the studio? There are a lot, but we tend to focus on only the bad things. That's what sticks. Suppose you have a quarrel with someone, it sticks, but you tend to forget on the good things that actually has happened. So now, like Brenda highlighted, putting it on a scale, actually noticing is the first step. This is something that's done by someone out of their way, and I should just be thankful for that. You see, this is something that's been done. I mean, they could have done something with whatever time, whatever resources they had, and they went out of their way for my benefit. So noticing that is the first step in terms of including gratitude in our everyday life. Now, with teenagers and adolescents, it's a very confusing state. They tend to forget that yes, there are certain things that should be done for you. But when people actually go out of their way in trying to make your life, in trying to make whatever you're doing better, you should also try to notice. Just notice. You noticing, not saying thank you sometimes, just you noticing gives you this positive outlook about life. So gratitude goes two ways. Internally, you feel okay. Externally, by saying thank you to someone, they actually feel okay too. They feel great about it. No, I've done something good. I've done something, and I've been more. It's a more like a reward. Now, when taking it into a bigger context, into a bigger web, into a bigger network, the reciprocity goes a long way. Now they continue to do whatever they've done for you, and you continue to also feel good, and it goes on and on and on. So the first step will be noticing, and as well, a journal, just write a journal of what's good has been done in your life by who, and then reach out and thank whatever has been done for you for your benefit by someone. It's just the best way to go about it.
Okay, so sir, you mean so gratitude in a way, you actually have to express out your actions. So you have to show your thankfulness with actions in a way.
Yes, I would agree to that in a way, but now it varies in context now. There are certain things that can be done for me, and I may not be able to actually go out and thank someone. For example, an anonymous donor pays for my fees. Yes, I'm thankful for that, but I may not be able to actually go out and say, thank you for paying my fees. They've chosen to be anonymous. But in a way, other than actually me going to thank them, the way that I'm feeling about someone paying for my fees, that's a positive thing coming from me noticing and being grateful. So yes, you can act out, but some acts you might in some situations it might be difficult to actually go out and act out your gratitude. Perhaps you may give back to someone maybe later on in your life. Someone paid for my fees. So I'm going to pick a certain portion of people that I'm going to pay for their tuition and do the gratitude. So it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
Interesting. Mrs. Brenda, how much have you been grateful for your life? And how much has it changed your life? Or having this gratitude and being grateful in every way, how much has it changed your life? Or are you grateful?
Oh, yes, I'm grateful for everything, I must say. I'm grateful for the good things. I'm grateful for the bad things. I'm grateful for positive outcomes on certain situations. I'm also grateful for negative outcomes. And above all, I thank God I'm alive, I'm here. So that's one of the things I'm grateful for, because not given another chance to be here, not given another chance to improve something upon my life, because you would not want to be on the same level at the same time all the time. There are many, many stories I can share about how grateful I'm grateful for family, extended everything. I'm just grateful for everything that I've managed to attain, and I'm already grateful for things I'm yet to attain because I know I'll do it. And
Is it brought positive mindset, positive living in your life?
yes, it has. It actually gives me hope for another day to say, I need to do this. I've managed to do this under given circumstances, if any. And so it has given me hope. It has given me the challenge. And also, I've realized that being grateful in anything that happens, because it comes with what has happened to your life, what has someone done to you or for you. So in all that, I've realized that being grateful actually encourages the giver and the one who's been offered the help, or in whatever form is, it comes in different forms. So indeed, it gives a positive outlook in life.
Coming to you, sir. How much are you grateful for your life? And how much, has it changed your life in a way ever since you actually knew that you have to be grateful for everything that you face, that come up with on our daily living? Does it change your life in a way?
Okay. Now that I'm here and you're asking me that question, I tend to respond in a positive way. You see,
Okay.
but yes, I'm grateful most times, but I'm not grateful every time.
Okay.
And unlike Brenda, for me, when life is tough, it's very difficult for me to just be grateful. I'm a person who has questions. I'm very spiritual, and sometimes my talks with God, like there are questions: why this, and why that.
Okay.
That's not me showing gratitude per se. But now that I'm here, yes, now that I'm looking my life maybe from this point going back, I'm very grateful for the little things that have happened to my life that has taken place in whatever form or manner they have. But I can't say I'm always grateful. Sometimes I'm not. Most times I'm not. Most times I fail to notice even those good things that may happen to my life. Because, in life, I think we all do it sometimes. Sometimes we're too busy focusing on several aspects that we might not be able to be really grateful for whatever has been done. So I think the best approach would be to try and be grateful every day. Which is, I think there are several factors. There's personality that comes in, there's upbringing, and there's just a lot of factors that affect our level and our maybe the nature of being grateful. What I'm trying to say is that we should try every day to maybe attain that level of gratefulness, because sometimes I believe most times we fail to notice those acts that in our favor by someone just because we're too busy with our lives.
Okay.
I think that's my answer to that.
Okay. I just want to thank you for being honest in what you have said. And it has actually, brought another question in my mind of what causes a lack of gratitude. When those times that you feel like I'm not being grateful enough, and yet you should be. Like what Miss Brenda said, be it positive, be it negative, she's always thankful. She's always grateful for that. What causes lack of gratitude?
Okay. Now, since we try to define it as a skill or something we should try to attain every day, I feel like there are several factors that contribute to its lack in terms of our everyday life. So just an individual's outlook to life is the first major factor that affects your level of gratitude. For example, you want to, we would want to maybe to respond to several issues, to several things that happen to our lives, but because of challenges, because of things that we will be going through in our lives, we may fail to actually respond to certain things done in our favor. What the lack of it being our level of unappreciation to life. So for you, I think the major factor of all this is our appreciation to life itself, our understanding and our appreciation to life with whatever comes out of it, whatever comes with it. Yes, we might say that maybe it's because of challenges or because we're too busy to notice or because maybe because of several other factors. But how are you appreciative of your life? From the inside out, not actually people actually doing something for you, just you yourself on your own. Are you appreciative of life? If we manage to attain that, then we can actually start to notice. So the major issue will be the the fact that are we appreciative to life or not? That's the major cause. And then comes the challenges, then comes our personality, then comes our upbringing, our environment, and other factors, but all stemming from our understanding and our appreciation of life itself and its challenges and its wins and its losses. I don't know if I've answered you well enough, but that's what I think on that one.
Let's hear from Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, you've been grateful for almost every situation, according to what you said, be it positive, be it negative. But I'm sure, looking also at other people, what do you think causes, a lack of gratitude in someone?
As Ben Ray has said, it's lack of appreciation of the things that come our way, things that we experience in a negative manner. So lack of that appreciation makes you to be less grateful for circumstances that come in a negative way. Like I said earlier, gratitude doesn't change our circumstances, but it changes the way we feel about a circumstance. And I was honest enough about what I responded because I've been through many situations. The first time something happens, I've learned not to ask God why, but I'm made to understand that a circumstance comes for a reason to make you better. That's why in the letter, I appreciate the negative situations that come my way, because the outcome that comes after a year, I realize if that had happened in the manner that I wished, it would have been otherwise in the next year. That's why I'm appreciative of the negative situations. So being less appreciative of situations that come away in a negative way highly contributes to someone being less grateful.
Okay, on that, I'd actually believe, from my own perspective, that sometimes it has to do with the background of a person. If you are, I mean, since you said earlier, we said it's a skill that you have to acquire. If someone is not, if someone is not taught to be grateful, or if someone is not taught to be grateful, then it becomes difficult for that person, to be grateful, no matter how life has changed for them. So I think background actually matters the most, or it's one of the most contributors, to one being grateful in every situation. Because as we grow, we do have parents around us, friends around us, the society around us, and if it's that society and the family and the friends that are not giving us a tip of how to become better or how to become grateful or how to have gratitude, it becomes difficult, when we grow up, because you start seeing the negatives or the effects of gratitude when you're a little older, and now you try to mix and mingle in the society. So thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our today's show. Tap in. Kelvin is my name. I was your host for today. Thank you.